Are there some wounds that no matter how much time passes by, it just can't heal that wound, that particular wound? Or is it just very easy for people to tell you like, oh, it's gonna get better with time, just to console you? But yet, as time goes by, okay, there are just certain instances or certain things that you see that brings back that memory, okay? Today I want to talk about something that I've never talked about, you know what I mean? But it's just been in my heart, you know what I mean? And it always, like, it's in my heart, but it hits right on point when it comes to like this period of the month, from like May, June, July, you know what I mean? It just brings back like some painful memories. I try so hard not to think about them, but there are times when, like I said, like certain things just bounce up, right? They just flash in your face and you're forced to think about it, okay? So I lost my elder sister in 2009, okay? I came to the US in August 2009, so you do the math, okay? And it got to a point where in our house you could not mention her name, okay? Because it just brings back that memory. I remember a time when my mom sat down in the living room and saw her picture on the wall, and she had to ask us to take that picture down. Like, you could not find any of her pictures laying around or anything, because it brings back memory, okay? My mom and my elder sister were like, that's her first daughter, okay? They were like best friends. I saw something, it just brought back the memory. So before I continue with this story, okay, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, okay, just go ahead and hit on that subscribe button, okay, before we continue this story. And don't forget to hit on the notification bell, so each time I post a video, you'll be the first to know. So let's dive into the story. Like I said, I came here in August 2009, so you do the math, okay? That's like a few months after she died. So I lived with my sister for a very long time. She was more like a mom to me rather than a sister, okay? And if you look at her and you look at me, I can put a picture right up here if I want to, okay? And people used to say, that was when I was in college, my second year in college, or in the university as they call it. People used to say she gave birth to me when she was a teenager, okay? And she don't want people to know about it. That's why she calls me her sister instead of her daughter. How funny is that? It's so crazy. Like, no matter what you do, people will always talk. People will always talk, okay? So that's how people felt each time they saw me with her, or each time she introduces me to someone, like, hey, meet my younger sister. They'll be like, your sister? Are you sure that's not your daughter? You know what I mean? I lived with her like my first year of the university, my second year of the university. But we had a good life. But you know, sometimes like you don't understand certain things as a teenager until like you get older and you start having kids. You know what I mean? I remember there was a time when I had a longer hurt with her, but that was just me being a teenager, okay? Wanting, like every teenager, you know what I mean, wanting that free time, want to do what you want to do. But she was very strict. When I say very strict, okay? If she said, it don't matter because I was in university, okay? When she says 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m., you better be on that door right at 8 p.m. or 8:30 p.m. That's how strict she was, okay? Which was, looking back right now, I was like, oh my god. But then I felt like, can you just let me be? Like, I'm in the university, okay? I'm not stubborn, okay? You oh my god, I'm trying to laugh and just make this video lively and not feel that sadness inside. You know, like a teenager, like, I just want to have my freedom, okay? I want to be able to, like, and I never went to the club. I never went clubbing in my university days. I never, okay? Because you know, when you go clubbing, you're coming back late at night. You better not, okay? That ain't gonna work, okay? I'm not stubborn, but I had that kind of like, I I was a very respectful child, but at the same time, I had what you call you. Have you ever come across those people that they look so, they're not stubborn, but they go what they call slow stubbornness. That kind of slow stubbornness. I think I was that kind of child, okay? Like, you look at me physically, I wasn't stubborn, but I had that kind of slow stubbornness, like just creeping in like this. Alright, let's not talk about that. I got married. I got married while, I think, in my second year university. Yeah, second year university. And I had a baby. So I had to leave for a period of time. I went back to live with my other sister, okay? Just for a period of time. So while I was living with my other sister, I had to come follow up like with my documents to travel. So I came back to Yaoundé, let me put it that way. That's the city where she was living. It's more like a francophone zone, like, yeah, a francophone, like a French speaking zone. That's why I was going to school. So I came there with the baby to do like follow up some, you know how you follow a donkey to travel, stuff like that. So I think I spent like 2 weeks with her, and I traveled back to go meet my other sister, where I lived there for a period of time. So 2 weeks after I traveled, okay, no, I stayed there for 2 weeks, and I think 2 or 3 days after I traveled, then I had a call of my elder sister, my other elder sister that I was living with, that I went to live with, let me put it that way. She had a call, okay, very early in the morning, and the only thing I heard was her crying, like she's screaming and crying. And I was like, what happened? Like, what happened? And she said, our sister, our elder sister is dead. I'm like, what are you talking about? What do you mean by dead? I just left there like 3 days. I'm telling you guys, like 3 days, 2 to 3 days. No, let me say roughly 3 days that I left there. I went to visit my other sister. So I'm trying to find out, like, what happened? What are you talking about? She had a car wreck, okay, and died on the spot. I freeze. When I say I freeze and I look for like tears, and I could not find any tears. I was just, I don't know if you want to call it shock or whatever. So then we didn't know how to tell my mom. Like, we did not know how to tell my mom. So I called. I just could not believe, like, I was like, that's not possible. But I knew, like, she was doing business, so she was traveling back and forth, like almost every week, or almost every 2 weeks, or almost every weekend. So she was constantly traveling, you know. So I called my I called my friends that are in Yaoundé. I called my best friend in Yaoundé, like, hey, there's this news I'm hearing. Can you go to my sister's house and check and see, like, okay, what is going on? Is she in the house? Where is the baby? She had a little girl. But then I think she was like, oh my god, it's been a long time, like 7 if I'm not mistaken. So I'm like, you go check, where is the baby? Like, did she travel with the baby? You know, like, something happened, you're trying to figure out, like, the person just told us, the person that called just said, okay, they had an accident, she's dead. The person didn't have any more information to give, like, what happened, and nothing. So my best friend was like, she wasn't, I don't know if she wasn't around, or she was in school or something like that, you know what I mean? So I had to call my friend, my other friend, and he went there to check. He was like, there's nobody in the house. So now we're left to thinking, like, where is the baby? Who did she travel with the baby? Did she leave the baby behind? So it was like a whole drama going on, like, oh my god, like, how do we tell our mom? How do we tell our mom? Because my mom was like in the village, okay, where she lives. So my sister was like, my sister's husband was like, we're just gonna have to, like, gather the courage to tell her, like, somebody has to travel. It's not something that will have to be on the phone and tell her. Somebody has to travel to go tell her. So I think my sister and her husband went down to the village to tell my mom, and they brought my mom to the city, okay? And when I tell you, it was crazy. It was crazy. I just could not imagine in my head, like, wait, she is really gone, okay? I just kept thinking about, like, few months after that, okay, she was here, she came to visit, and we had a great holiday, okay? And it is so funny because when we are like my mom's girls, we are 1, 2, 3, we're 5 girls, okay? And when all of us meet together, it's crazy. When I say it's crazy, it is crazy. We always got this routine. I don't know if you guys can feel me, okay? If you grew up like with girls in the house, we always had this routine where if you get up in the morning, okay, and it's like 10, 11 o'clock, nobody have, like, you haven't taken a shower, or somebody haven't taken a shower, and you get up like, hey, let me go take my shower. Everybody looking like, oh my God, that's how everybody's screaming, oh my God. Like, I was wondering, I wanted to say something was smelling around here. Something was smelling. That's you haven't taken a shower. Like, look at the time, it's like 9, 10, 11 o'clock, and we're just sitting, maybe just talking, and everybody just goes off, and that person like, get up, like, get up. That's why the whole living room was smelling, or the whole room was smelling, because you haven't taken a shower. You know what I mean? So it's that crazy. Or say for example, I put my back on the wrong spot where it's not supposed to be. That's another person's space. Oh my God, like, it was just crazy. Like, girls together. And we always, like, as girls, like, we've always lived this understanding life. Like, once you recognize like this person is your elder person, like, there's that boundary, that's respect. Even though sometimes we just go like crazy, you know what I mean? Like, girls, but yeah, back to the story. So my mom, my sisters, my brothers, and some few relatives and stuff like that, they went to the place where they went to where, because when the accident happened, like, you know how accident happened, it takes time to recognize people and stuff like that. So they had taken her to the mortuary, okay? So they went in there and they recognized the body and stuff like that. It was the most painful experience. I wasn't allowed to go, okay? Then they found out like my little niece was like with one of my uncles in Yaoundé, so they took her. And it's kind of, I wasn't allowed to go because I had just had a baby, you know what I mean? I was breastfeeding the baby, and I had like little ones in the house, so I had to stay back, okay? I really didn't like that. I really wanted to, like, you know how you really want to see somebody, then you really believe like the person is really dead. Like, I was in the state of denial. Like, even though I saw them going, even though I saw everybody crying, I was still in the state of denial. Like, no, that's not true. That wasn't how. It was probably a mistake somewhere. Like, something is not right, something is wrong somewhere. That wasn't how. Like, reality really hits me. When I say reality hit, only when they brought her, okay? And even though I saw the coffin, okay, on top of the car, I was like, no, I can't believe they're still taking it to my compound. I'm just like, no, that's not true. And I was sitting right next to my mom. Oh my God, that was the most traumatic. That was where I started feeling the most traumatic experience of my life. That's when I started feeling like, maybe this is really true. This is really happening. Like, my mom almost jumped out of the bus. That was how bad it was. Like, it was crazy. Okay, so they took her in. It is so crazy sometimes. When I say sometimes, I'm not against traditions in cultures, okay? Because traditions in cultures are what makes like a people of that community. But when I say sometimes, there are certain things that I disagree. Like, when I say I disagree, I 100% disagree when it comes to custom and tradition, okay? I saw this when my sister died, okay? And I was like, this isn't happening, okay? This isn't happening. I don't want to go very deep into like the whole thing because I don't want to make this video so long. But I said to myself, like, this isn't happening, okay? This isn't happening. Like, my sister is dead, okay? And you got all these people that are asking my mom to like, oh, you have to like leave the coffin right then, or come march right here and do, like, this isn't happening. That's why I say there are some custom and traditions that are just like, I don't feel it. I'm not feeling it, okay? I don't know if you guys can feel me, but I'm telling you, I don't want to go deep into this video, like really deep into it, for then you guys gonna understand what I mean. Like, when I talk about some African cultures and traditions that need to like be, when I say abolish, like completely, because I don't really see the relevance of it, okay? I'm not trying to like bash on traditions and cultures, like I said, okay? I'm not trying to bash on it. because like I said, it's what makes a community. But there are certain things that I don't agree with, okay? I'm not gonna go into that. But like, reality really hits me when they opened the coffin and I went in there to look at it. When I looked at it, I was like, that is her. Like, that is really my sister. Like, she is really dead. Like, I'm not gonna be able to see her anymore. That was when reality hit, okay? When I say reality hit, I just, like, I could not even stand there. I had to walk away. And I feel like another reason why I haven't really been able to, like, just get off it completely was because I didn't have that courage to stand right there and watch them put her on the ground, okay? Maybe if I would have done that process, like really stand right there and watch her go into the ground, and just maybe it would have created some kind of closure, you know what I mean? Even though, like I said, it never really goes away. It's just there, like glaring at you in the eyes, okay? But I just could not hold it anymore. So I had to, like, I walked away. I didn't come back into the compound until when they were done, like, with everything. And it is painful. When I say painful, it is painful to lose a loved one. And like I said, sometimes I feel like the pain is gonna go away. People tell you, like, oh, it's okay, it's gonna go away over time. No, it don't go away. It stays right there. When it comes to that period of the time, like I said, it's June, July, it comes to that period when she died, and you see some kind of memories. Those are things that don't go away. They really don't go away. It stays right here. No matter what happens, you know what I mean, in life, just look at the brighter side. You know what I mean? Like, just look at the brighter side. We are not God, you know what I mean? We can't determine, like, what life will be like. Determine, like, hey, how long a person has to stay on earth. The best thing is just to live a fulfilling life, live a happy life. Be open to, like, challenges. Be open to, like, love, like showing love to people, and just be like, you know what I mean? It's just part of life. Like, everybody's gonna die someday, and just everybody got a different, just that everybody got a different route, you know what I mean? But even up to now, this is something that we really don't talk about it in the house. Like, even up to now, it's been how many years, but we really don't talk about it. Even if something comes up, like some kind of story, you know, like childhood memory story that I want to talk about, like, we don't call her directly by her name, okay? But I think having my daughter carry her name, okay? Like, when I gave birth to my daughter, I named my daughter after her. And I think with that too, like, I just wanted her memory to, like, just lives on, you know what I mean? And I'm really glad and grateful to God that I always say to myself, like, God, if I'm ever able to have a female child, I'm gonna name that female child after my late sister. And I'm grateful to God that He grants me that request. And though it hurt and it's painful sometimes, but I feel like her memory, okay, still lives on in, like, my little daughter and the baby that she left behind, who is a big girl right now. I love you, Betty Mbona. If you can hear me, I love you. And I don't really know if I want her to watch this video, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But hey, if you can hear me, Betty Mbona, I love you. I know you're a big girl right now, but know that Auntie loves you. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you love this video, please give this video a thumbs up, okay? And drop a comment down below and let me know, like, if you've ever lost a loved one, and how were you able to get, like, not really getting rid of the memory completely, because I don't think you can ever get rid of a memory. Just let me know, like, what are the ways that you cope with to be able to, like, just relax, and even if you have like that memory that flashes like from time to time, what ways do you use, okay, to solve that? You know what I mean? Like, how are you able to cope with that? Like, once those memories flashes, okay, how are you able to cope with those memories? Okay, you sit down and sob, because sometimes I just sit down, okay, when those memories flashes, sometimes I sit down and I'll sob about it, I'll cry about it, then it makes me feel better, you know what I mean? But just drop a comment down below and just let me know like how you handle situations like that once those memories start flashing. I'll see you guys in the next video.